Hey guys, happy Monday. Coach BK here. It's been a great day and I wanted to come to you live. I'm actually having coffee with my sister and I'm going to try to convince her here to come live with me. She's never done this before. So if you guys are on, definitely send some encouragement for her. A little bit of high five, some emojis, some hearts or something like that because I want her to join me on this talk that is kind of carrying over from a post I shared earlier. The post had to do with how as parents, or even let's say aunties and uncles, or just really adults in young people's lives, how we contribute so much to the way they see nutrition and fitness, and our relationship with food really plays a huge role in how our kids see that, right? So if we're struggling with that, it's very likely that that same type of relationship will get passed on unknowingly to our kids. And which is why as a coach, I'm so big about, sharing or teaching a sustainable lifestyle, right? Not a diet, not one of those short-term things that you kind of just do and pass right through. It's really all about lifestyle. So anyway, without any further ado, I just wanted to, if you haven't seen any of my lives before, I'm Coach BK. I'm the coach that's all about teaching how to eat the foods you love and still drop those excess lbs and excess fat, and that's really what I focus on. And so anyway, Mel, I want my sister to come join me.
All right.
She's coming.
Sure. Okay.
Drink your coffee. See, she's coming.
Hi,
There she is.
Barbie.
Hi.
Mwah.
This is Mel. This is my sister.
Hi, guys.
So she is, we're having coffee and we were talking just a little bit about, so we're both moms, we're sisters, we're like best friends, and we, share a lot of, give and take, and we're, all about trying to be great examples, for our kids, right?
Yes.
Yes. And so I just wanted to, because this is her first time going live, I want her to kind of introduce herself to you all. Go ahead, Mel.
My name is Melinda, Barbie's sister. I'm a physical therapist. I work here in the local area. Actually, my office is in Santa Paula. And yeah, I've been doing that for almost 20 years, and it's very fulfilling. I really enjoy the work that I do with people.
Yeah. And, along those lines is that, so recently, she mentioned that she's a physical therapist. She manages an office. And you've been in the industry for a long time. And, we've been fortunate. We've been able to collaborate a little bit. So I bring the nutrition help and, to her clients, and, because you see a lot of, when you work with your clients, you see how maybe they might struggle with a lifestyle, right? Like a nutrition or understanding how to eat.
Sure. Well, initially, they're coming for some kind of physical limitation. It's more physical movement, pain. But then there's some who are really doing well and they're ready to get to the next level. And that includes wanting to lose weight. Many of them are sedentary and want to lose weight. And so they need that background, that nutrition background. So that's what brought us together, is that, wow, what if Barb, I invite her for a lunchtime learning one day at the office, have a brief introduction of nutrition. A lot of my patients came, loved her talk, loved her. And so those patients are carrying on, moving on not only physically, but in nutrition also. So sweet.
Yeah, I know, it's awesome. And so, and kind of what we were chatting about before, like I was saying, we're sisters, we're moms, we're professionals. And we're always about, trying to help other people, whether it's our kids and our family, setting that example. But we see as adults, right? We still see that adults struggle with whether it's staying active, whether it's with their nutrition. And I think, do you feel that a lot of that is due to the fact that there's like so much information out there that makes people think it's complicated,
Sure. Or maybe they've just had such a long lifestyle of not necessarily the best nutrition. People are on the go. People are busy. They think the fastest way, the easiest way to get food is to just go grab something. And it's not necessarily the most nutritious, maybe high in calories, but it's not the most nutritious way to eat. So it ends up, you just kind of get used to that lifestyle. And so I think what you teach, what I love is just that it's so basic. Bottom line, if you can do these few things, you can really get it together.
Yeah.
At least make a start. Yeah.
I mean, that's a good point. So, and I hear that quite a bit, and I'm sure you do too, is, whether it's with our kids that are on the go or, it's as adults, like you're saying that they're on the go. And I think the difference here, so if you're struggling, whether it's your, weight loss or, you're trying to find a lifestyle, it needs to basically meet you where you are. So if, like you're saying, that's all you can actually really do is eat out or eat at restaurants, there is actually a way to do that and still hit the goals that you want. It's truly about like meeting people where they are. And I think like with you and I, when we chat about that, we're always about, because like for you, for movement of a client, like if you're getting a client to continue to move in PT, it's got to work.
Even start with them, a few things that they could do at their desk. A lot of patients, have a desk type of job. And that's where I start. You get up from the desk and, start moving here, start stretching here to offset that sedentary, that whole 8 hours of sitting the whole day.
Yeah. And I think that a lot of people where nowadays, like I know before when I was in the aerospace industry, I did get up from my desk quite a bit. I had a relatively active job, but you could easily spend a ton of time at your desk. And so that was twofold. So there were things like I ended up probably snacking a lot, or I wasn't moving as much as I used to. And so I wanted to ask Mel to kind of share with you guys, maybe from a PT standpoint, from a physical therapist standpoint, maybe some of the challenges that you work with when you do have a patient that comes in that really has no foundation, whether it's exercise foundation or nutrition foundation, and maybe share with us like some of those challenges, how you have to get kind of past that to get them going.
Establishing that relationship with them, and knowing that they can trust me and know that trying to make them believe, if they don't already believe, that they have choices and they're in charge. They're in charge of their life and they can do something. They can make a choice. And if I can help them make the right choices to do these certain things that are certain exercises, as basic as they are, that directly address some of the problems that they have, and to get them to buy into that, I think that's the best thing. And sometimes it could be so simple as one or two things, and that's what all I start out with is just one or two things, because I don't want to overwhelm.
Right.
So if I can get them to do that, and they notice something, and many times they do, then they start to see it. So I think empowering them to let them know that they can do this. We're going to start just small.
Right. No, I love that. And I think that as, as a coach myself, and then you as a physical therapist, where you're guiding your patients every day through that those little victories are so huge for a person, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
a simple task that they do during the day that no longer hurts, or they can reach higher and grab that glass out of the cabinet. It's just those little things that show that they're making progress.
Right.
And, taking patients through that, having them rely on me, being able to be their resource is so satisfying.
Yeah. And so I'm going to ask for something, because this is something I notice as a coach and working with some of my clients, is that when they're going through the process of dropping excess weight, dropping, that excess fat, many times I hear them share with me that they're glad that they're doing this, that they're happy that they're going through this process. But then a lot of times they realize they'll come back and they'll say, I wish I would have started a little earlier. When it was a little, I wish I would have started a little bit earlier. I wish I wouldn't have talked myself out of like some of those excuses that you might have, that you have time to put it off or whatever it may be. Do you get that in that
so
in your
much
field?
And maybe it's not so much that they've already made that connection, But I think a lot of us in general, as young adults, we take our mobility and our health for granted. And we don't exercise, or we don't develop a lifestyle early enough, even if it's very basic as far as walking or even just stretching.
Right.
We don't develop it early in life, early adulthood even. And then once we get into our 40s and 50s and things start to stiffen up, it's surprising because I've never felt like this before. Well, things are changing in the human body as far as just basic degenerative changes.
Right.
And if you're not doing anything to offset that, like stretching or moving or exercising, resisting weights, it's going to start showing signs. I mean, it's like mileage on a 2000 model of a car.
Right.
We're
Vintage.
20 years into it. So those tires are bald, those brakes are worn. And so if you're not maintaining it, it's the same thing.
I love that, because it's so funny, because I hear a very similar comment with respect to people and their weight, and they'll complain, or not, I want to say complain, but they'll say, well, I never had to worry about my weight before. I was never overweight, or I could eat whatever I wanted and I didn't have to worry about this. Now, okay, let's get real. It's been like 10, 20 plus years already. And like you said, we put miles on our car. We have miles on our car, and we got to take care of it. So so you see that a lot then too, as far as
a lot. And we can't compare what our body was when we were 20 or even 35 to when we're 50, 55 and older. If we haven't done something consistently,
Yeah, no, that's huge. And so it ties back to, if we can, starting with our kids and just sharing this example of as far as a lifestyle. And I think that, I could even share as a competitor. And so, Melinda, I don't know if you might not know this, but she also has done competitive shows as well in the bodybuilding arena and did great. And, but can you say though, that as far as, leading by example, I'm kind of like all over here, but leading by example, how it starts young, and although it starts young, it's never too late to learn it and to get better and to help to optimize.
It's just like this evolution of learning, keeping an open mind, and just doing more and more. You're like, wow, I stepped on the stage at 49 years old.
Yes, right.
And, I was exhilarated. Backing off a little bit now and going back to the kids, we've grown up in a very traditional Italian family where food is huge.
Yes.
And it's wonderful food. And nevertheless, we're trying to show our kids a balanced meal, a balanced dinner, and that, there goes mom, she's going to go exercise. That regular exercise is good. That, avoiding sugary drinks or sodas, our kids don't really drink that. They're doing water, they're doing milk.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really the key here, is that I think for every person, for every family, it's that's very unique, that relationship with food. Like Mel was saying, our family is very traditional Italian and Filipino, so you can imagine like the spread that we have, and we've been blessed with that, because I think that we had such a variety of food.
And it was whole. It was cooked at home from scratch.
Right. And I think that what's awesome about, that experience, and that we can all sort of learn from, is the fact that food isn't the enemy. And I would say that that's something as far as working with clients and who've gone through a lot of that yo-yo dieting, basically starving themselves, that they've had to get out of that mentality, of that diet mentality, or basically starving themselves is like the only way to get results.
Or like you said, certain foods are bad food. But
right. It's
not
just,
necessarily
no,
so. If you can just take certain special foods or treats in moderation.
Right.
And watch your serving, but that's true.
But you can still enjoy it.
Yes.
Right. We still enjoy our food.
That's exactly why, I think your foundation, what you're teaching, is just so, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so easy to understand.
Yeah, I thank you. But so, and I love this because we kind of alluded to the fact that with her patients, that as far as she's helped them progress through their rehab and injuries that they may have had, that they're now progressing to watching how they eat.
Ready for more, and they want to lose that weight. Maybe they have a pending replacement surgery and they need to lose some weight. And so they want and need some kind of guidance.
Right.
And Barbie now is like my go-to.
I know, we're like, yeah, so we love it. And it's just been so awesome that, we've been able to collaborate like that because, Mel gets it too from a professional standpoint on the physical therapy side. And I can appreciate the fact that how she's teaching her patients how important movement is, especially while you can. I mean, while you can, right? That you cannot take that for granted. And how not only does that just help you, just stay moving, but it helps you optimize fat loss as well, weight loss as well.
Just that basic movement, like counting your steps.
Right.
Yeah.
So, with that, what I would love for you to share. I know, right?
Not ready for this.
I want her to share a deep, dark secret. No, I'm just kidding. No. Maybe next time. But no, I'd like you to share maybe like a good tip that people can take with them as far as, what you can offer them from a like exercise standpoint. If these people or if someone is like literally stuck with their activity, with their exercise routine, what is a good tip that you can offer them?
I guess I was thinking more in like the physical therapy realm, but you're thinking
no, you can say no physical therapy realm. You can keep it there. Yeah.
Well, I would say probably there's a majority, many of us that our work entails working at a desk. So everything that we do is in front and down. We're at a desk or we're at the looking at the computer, and everything is kind of down and forward. So we want to do the opposite of that to offset that, because as we're here all day, our chest muscles, our shoulders get rounded forward, our head is forward, a lot of strain on the neck. So I just start with the basic is opening up here and here. And so I have them stretch, just opening up this way, just using their hands on the frame of a door, and just open up, nice tall posture, lean in, and just open up all their chest muscles and stretch their upper back. Hold it 20, 30 seconds. That's like an easy go-to that you can do, even sitting down at your desk, but even better, stand up and just get that blood flowing, get those muscles moving a little bit, and just go in the opposite direction of being at your keyboard the whole day. Yeah. Huge.
That is a great one. And how often, like, let's say during an 8-hour day, like how often would you say someone should do that?
I would say on the half hour, just even if you spend a minute just to go in the opposite direction, just start with that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so,
thanks for having me.
I know. So I'm glad that she finally came on live with me. I know she's like, she was hiding in the corner back over there. And I was like, no, bring your coffee over here and join me. But so you guys, I just wanted to go a little bit more on that topic because like I said, we were actually just talking about that. And I said, we need to just go live and share this with everybody, because I think everybody, whether you're a mom or a dad or, or an auntie or an uncle or, just really anybody, right? You can benefit from just understanding the fact that a lifestyle is something that is sustainable, right? Something that works for you, whether it's food, whether it's activity,
movement.
But it's something like Mel said, you said it great. It's something that you start now.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. And it's a lifestyle. Yeah. It doesn't have to be very time consuming or extreme, but that it's in your life.
Right.
That movement is in your life.
Exactly. So anyways, guys, so we're going to have our rest of our coffee. Cheers, Melly.
Thank you.
To live #1 for her. Woo! All right, guys. Have a good rest of the day, and we will be seeing you. Mwah. Bye.